That used to be like his go-to, kind of being more defensive and thriving off of a 3-base economy. It used to be kind of like his style. But here we go, we're getting to something different. We're getting into a PvP, as spawning in the top right-hand corner of Frostline, we have the red Protoss. I mean, the red random player, but rolling Protoss here from land of Spain, it is Hades. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the previous Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Unidos por el Vicio. It is XionS. Here we go. So we are going to be getting to our openers. As a reminder, XionS, he does not know what race his opponent is, so he's going for a very early probe scout. Very early scout here by XionS, trying to figure out what's going on, and does get eyes on the scouting probe. Now he knows. Now he knows it's going to be a PvP. Oh, the SimCity here is going to be lacking because of that, as the gateway is going to be further back next to the expansion itself, next to the Nexus. Which means against Adept Aggression, he won't be able to wall off, or it's going to be more awkward to wall the ramp. So already a nice little win for Hades. Already this shows the downside of not knowing what your opponent is, right? Of not knowing if they're Terran, Protoss, or Zerg. But it's going to be a 2-gate opener out of XionS. Gas steal here from Hades. Let's go. Does go for the gas steal. Opening up double gas himself. Going for a gate into Cybercore. Interesting. This looks like an economic opener. Oh, never mind. Did I say economic opener? Gate into Cybercore into what looks to be proxy robo, I would imagine. We'll see what kind of proxy. It could just be proxy gateway. We'll keep an eye on that is. As XionS is in the dark. Opening up Zealot to deal with that gas geyser. Likewise, the probe, it does confirm that the pylon has been missing. It's a late pylon here and even cancelled. So XionS, he knows that something's wrong. Something is a little bit wrong. Something is amiss. Something doesn't quite add up, and there it is. Proxy robo. Proxy robo out of Hades. XionS coming back in. He was trying to pylon block. He needs to get eyes. Yeah, he's gonna get behind the mineral line. He will confirm there's no pylon, but this is a late confirmation. We need a defensive robo. Oh no! He doesn't get behind the mineral line. He doesn't get behind. He expands instead. This is not lining up well for XionS. He goes for the expansion. He doesn't know that the pylon was cancelled. He doesn't know that there's a proxy. And he's moving out. He's moving out across the map with his adepts. XionS does pylon block. This is to cancel, to create an opening, to allow for the adepts to go in. And XionS has potential for a lot of economic damage. He's going for the shade. Again, 2 adepts taking 1-shot probes. Does shade in. Busts into the mineral line. And he does confirm that that pylon was cancelled. There's no tech. Something is wrong. Something's happening. Twilight Council's on the way. That's not going to help. That shouldn't help here, as the Immortal is going to reveal itself. Nice economic damage, though. He gets how many? 7 probe kills. Gets 8. 8 probes go down. Immortal is revealed. Now XionS is aware. And that is, can he still pull this off? Warp Gate just now finishing up. Boys are being pulled. XionS does pull the boys. Does trigger the shield. So far, good response. I mean, the best response that XionS could hope for. But he's chasing this very far out onto the map. Has to pull back. Needs that shield battery. Does pull back. Prone to getting surrounded. A second Immortal's on the way. XionS in an awkward position here. Oh no, he's surrounded by Immortals. Yeah, and with that it is. He can shut this down. He can and he will. Takes down one of the Stalkers. Another Immortal gets low. It's very low. But takes down all the workers, and now he can just focus down those Stalkers. Ooh, will lose an Immortal though. One Immortal goes down. He still has 1 left, reinforcing on the front lines. Yeah, and XionS, I don't think he can recover from this. He's going into charge here as a response. Throws down a wall of shield batteries on the high ground. But Zion's already lost so much here. He does no longer have that economic advantage. I do think that Adez is wasting a bit of time here at the national, but there it is. GG gets called. There's no defending this, and Adez takes a lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Adez does take a lead. Again, Zion's a big misread. Remember, he got into the main base. He should have noticed that second pylon was late. He did not. He just saw the pylon. He was like, oh, maybe my opponent just is mismacroing. Maybe it's just late and they just messed up. We saw that no, it was intentional. The pylon was cancelled. Zion's did not confirm that the pylon was cancelled, which means he didn't realize that the pylon was actually proxied instead, and that there was a robo on the way. Zion's, because he assumed it was a standard opener, he just expanded. He expanded, went for a Twilight Council, and alas, Zion's got caught with his pants down. GG. Adez takes a lead. Let's go. Let us go. As we're going into game number 2. And we'll see what race Adez rolls on this time. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the red Protoss player. Once again, rolling Protoss 2 games in a row from land of Spain, leading the series 1-0. It is Adez. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Peruvian Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Unidos por el Vicio. It is XionS. Here we go. XionS does move out. Does move out with his worker. Going for his early probe scout once again. This time I'm sure Zion's going to be much more attentive when it comes to the pylons. Does confirm the race of his opponent. Does confirm the probe of Adez. As XionS does slip in. And this time should be more attentive with his scouting worker. Back at him. Yep, second gas. This time he will rush into that second gas guy. Does not want to be stolen. Does not want to fall behind. As there we go, 2-gate opener out of XionS. Once again, setting up here in the main. And a big reason for that is just he just didn't know where his opponent was, or what his opponent was, I should say. So pylon closer to the mineral line. XionS, he pulls out with that probe, sets up his own proxy. Yeah, he's had enough again. It's like, man, you cheesed the hell out of me in game 1. Nah. It's time to bounce back. XionS, let's go for his own proxy pylon. He also confirms this time economic opener. He confirms the Nexus. This time there's no fake pylon, and this is a very greedy build, by the way. That was a Nexus before second pylon. That was a Nexus as well before second gateway, before any tech either. A very greedy build here out of Adez. We're seeing the extremes here. Game 1, cheese. Game 1, proxy. Game 2, insanely fast Nexus. And XionS, he's ready to all in. It's going to be a short series here, going for the proxy gateway. 3-gate setup. Mass Stalker. This is where Adez should realize the pylon is missing. Just like the last game where Adez didn't have a second pylon in the main base, likewise, there is no second pylon here for XionS. Adez should know what that means. He should realize something is wrong. Shield batteries on the way. Defensive robo. My big concern, that's a robo. That's a very exposed robo. Insanely exposed. We would typically not have the robo here at the natural. On the one hand, it means that reinforcements, they hit the natural that much faster with the Immortals. That's true, but the robo is going to be under threat. It's going to be vulnerable. It's going to be exposed. Which means if this pylon goes down, that's game. Like, we need those Immortals to survive this. We need the Immortals to defend. As XionS was rallying across the map, going for a Twilight Council back at home. Warping in more Stalkers. I mean, the shield batteries will help, true. Shield batteries will help. Hallucinations moving out. Here comes XionS. XionS, he's got 7 Stalkers. And he will target down those shield batteries. Throws down his own pylon. Oh my god, he's crazy. Throws down his own pylon, gets one shield battery. And there's one shield battery left. You're just going for the Stalker, dealing whole damage. Stalker's targeting low. Zion's will lose one. I'll lose two. Yeah, 2-for-1 trade, but the shield battery's out of energy. Where's the energy overcharge? Pylon's under fire, and and everything is depowered. The Immortal barely doesn't pop out. It was so close. A couple more seconds. No Immortal. This was my big concern. Again, the rover was exposed. GG gets called, and XionS, he will tie the series 1-1. Whew, GG. Series is tied up. Again, the robo, as we mentioned, was exposed on the low ground. It got depowered. That's game. That's game then and there. We needed that Immortal to survive, to defend, and to make a game out of that. Without it, GG. Without it, GG. Well played. We're now getting into game 3. We're getting into game 3 here. We're tied up 1-1. Question becomes, who proxies this time? Who goes for the all-in? Game 1 was Ares. Game 2 was XionS. Game 3, we're here to find out. Let's go. So you're loading into Ultra Love. Oh, and this time our random player has rolled Zerg. Here we go, spawning in the top right hand corner of Ultra Love. We have our Spanish Zerg player, our red Zerg. It is Ares. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the Peruvian Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Unidos por el Vicio. It is XionS. Here we go. It is going for a double extractor trick. Let's go. Going hatch first, more importantly. I was curious if he was going to go gas first, like gas first into a Link Flood. A similar build to what we saw from Cham previously, but this time, hatch first. Hatch first out of Ares. Going for something relatively standard. I say relative just because he went for the extractor trick, which means he has no overlord, he has no supply. So because that he's banking larva, and he's not actually spending his larva either. I mean, he can't, right? He's supply blocked. There we go. Now he makes the overlord. So a bit of an awkward opener. Yeah, a little bit shaky. Another double extractor trick, I would imagine. Yeah. I mean, we're getting there. And XionS with the probe scout confirms Zerg. Confirms it is a Zerg opponent. More importantly, he confirms no gas. Gasless opener. Now, when it comes to a gasless opener, this usually means a fast third hatchery. Like, typically that's where the resources are going to be spent instead of taking a gas geyser and saturating that gas geyser as well. Should be a fast third. We have 6 Lings on the way. XionS, he's aware of the fast respawning pool as well. And XionS, he should react with a Zealot back at home. Did go for, yeah, once again, the gateway in the main. Like, this is also what is brutal about Protoss playing against random, is that, I mean, he's been trying to set up his production in his main base, which means there's no wall at the natural, which means a Link Flood here actually can work. And that is, he is Link Flooding. Going for a Roach Warren, he has no gas, so there we go. Now taking double gases, he's going to have limited gas income, but Ares is going for the all-in, and we'll see if XionS can pull off this defense. It's not going to be easy. Not without that wall. Zealot's on the way, the wall is open. Lings are making their way towards that pylon. And if that pylon goes down, that's going to be game. I mean, I guess there is that gateway in the main. Boys are being pulled. Pylon under fire. It's going to go down. Yeah, it's going to be close. Can he save it? No shot. Barely not. Barely not. Pylon goes down. Depowers the cyber core. Depowers the gateway. Pylon's being rebuilt. Zealot's still alive. More Lings are flooding in. But again, these are slow Lings. Second Zealot has arrived. XionS is holding. Whew, XionS is holding. What's important, XionS, he's lost 1 probe so far. Oh no! Oh, losing 2. Lost 2 probes, can he lose 3? Barely not. So that's going to be 2 probes for 13 Lings and 1 pylon. Now, again, XionS, he does hold on. Ares was very committed. A bit of a misrally here with that drone. Behind this, going into roaches, going into a roach all-in. But the misrally is brutal here. The drones are coming back home. Oh my god, the misrally was insane. Jesus. Ay. Calm down, Papi. Calm down. Has to pull back. And this will slow him down. This will slow him down. Again, that should not have happened. We're still not mining. Get back to work. Get back to work. And the longer this goes on, the better it is for XionS. As there we go, Ades, he does go back to saturation. He's got a handful of roaches, but there's barely any. There's what, 4 roaches? I guess they can morph into Ravagers, but even then, there's no Ling support, there's no Ling speed. It's just been an awkward setup. There was potential with the early Ling Flood, true, there was potential, but ideally I'm sure he was hoping he could surround the Zealot. Wasn't able to. They're the first Ravagers. Ling speed is on the way. XionS getting ready for his own counter proxy. Runs into the Ravagers. Has to calm down. Yeah, sentries are ready. He's looking at the force fields. And oh, he locks them down. Yeah, he locks them in. And these Ravagers are going to fall. He's going to get one. He's going to get a Roach. Both Roaches even. So very nice force fields here by XionS. Locks in the army. That was not worth it for Ades. Behind this looks like he's going for a Ravager Ling all in. Yeah. It's flooding Lings. Gonna be flooding Lings. Gateway is almost done. And XionS is looking comfortable. He's looking comfortable here, going for a Robo, Twilight Council, Forge follow up as well. Here come the reinforcements. XionS is here to punish. That is a lot of Lings. But if only we had some Ravagers here. There's only one. File does connect. The Lings, they trade well here against the Stalkers. But last, the Zealots are here to support. Yeah, they hit a buffer, here to support. Lings are going down. A Ravager was targeted. And that was the army. That was the army. Then there's 20 more Lings in production. XionS does get the Queen. Let's go to force field. Up. Doesn't quite send it. Sentry goes down. Lings, they will clean this up. We got the slow lots waddling in. They're waddling in. And looks like XionS, he barely has enough. It was a close defense. And I appreciate the Lings, they do target down that Stalker. Barely do get it. Again, it was a close defense, but now boys are being pulled. Drones are going down. The Zealots, they wreak havoc. They're just so tanky. They shut down the mineral line. And with that, XionS, he will overwhelm. He will overwhelm. GG gets called. And XionS will take the series 2-1. GG, well played. XionS, he does overwhelm. Again, Ades going for a very quirky build, going for initially a Ling Flood followed by Roaches. The Ling Flood had potential early on, but as we saw, only killed the Pylon, wasn't quite able to deal any economic damage. It was a bit of an awkward one as well because of the late gases, so there was no like Ling Flood with Ling speed, and in the end, XionS did overwhelm. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we are nearing that halfway mark. Here we go, the bracket, the group has been progressing. Let's catch up on what's been going on. Here we go. So far, we've been following a lot of Ades. Actually, I should fix this up. I have to fix it up on Wikipedia as well. Ades has been playing random. So we had Ades and Temi go back and forth. Temi took the series. Cham took down Ades 3-0. XionS took down Ades at 2-1. And up next, the big names, the heavy hitters are facing off. We have Cham versus XionS in the next series and another best of 3. And we have XionS versus Boreal, the Argentinian Terran player, up next as well. So we have 2 series remaining here in the group. We are going to be going on a short break. We're going to be going on a break here before we do get into the final 2 series, so take this moment to get some snacks, get some food, get some water, get ready here for Cham and XionS. Let's go, Bobby, let's go. Again, there's a lot of history between these 2 players. Coming into this, I would say that Cham is more in form. He's a lot more active in recent times. XionS doesn't really compete anymore. I mentioned before that the Latin American region, for the most part, a lot of the top players did retire and did step away, but that's also why I think it's important to host an event like this. Like the HSL, the Hispanic Star League, has or is revitalizing the scene. It's giving more interest, it's giving more reason for these players to compete, to improve, and to step in. So I'm ready, I'm excited. For now, we're going to be going on a short break, and when we come back, we'll have the rest of our group. See you soon. See you soon.